All right, in this one, we're going to talk about how to set up order bumps inside of GoHighLevel. If you want to jump straight to the tech walkthrough, I'll put a timestamp below. For those of you that are newer, stick around because I want to make sure you don't waste time setting up an order bump that won't convert. So let's talk about what these are, what their function is, and how to make sure it actually gets the job done. Now, the goal of an order bump is primarily to increase your AOV. That's your average order value. This is crucial, especially on lower ticket products that you're selling for under $100 because margins can be thin. Order bumps help you get a little bit more cash flow up front. So how a standard sales funnel works is that you'll have your sales page, which will lead to your checkout page. This is where the order bump lives, right here on the checkout page. You've probably seen this. You're on a checkout page buying a core offer, and you see this thing flashing that says, check this box to add this to your order right now for just $17 or whatever the price is. That's the order bump right there. Now, what makes order bumps really convert is synergy. You have to make sure that your main offer and your order bump are a no-brainer decision together. The easiest way to do that is make the order bump something that naturally enhances the main offer, speeds up the end result, etc. If you nail that synergy and truly create a no-brainer order bump, more people than not will take that order bump and it will increase your cash flow and your AOV. Now that we understand how it works and what the purpose is, let's jump into HighLevel and talk about actually building this out. The first thing you need is your product. So we can see here I've created my test main offer and my test order bump. So this is in the payments tab under products. You'll come in here, you'll click create product, put in your product name and description, set up your pricing, etc. I'll link a different video about product creation and all that here somewhere on the screen. Once your product is set up and ready to go, and remember, you're going to have your main product and your order bump product, 2 total products, you'll come in here to your funnel where you're selling it. Now, your main offer and your order bump are both going to live on the checkout page. So the first thing I like to do here is I just make sure I have my checkout element ready to go and make sure that HighLevel has order bumps enabled. So we're going to come in here and we're just going to start from a blank checkout. Now, if you haven't already, check out my, no pun intended, video on how to create a high converting checkout page. It's very simple and converts very well. I'll have it pop up around here and at the end of the video. So all I'm going to look for right now for the sake of this is an order form. Typically, I would edit and remove shipping and all this other stuff, but for this case, we're just going to go ahead and leave it as is. So the reason we came in here first to our checkout element before adding our products on our sales or on our checkout page is we want to click on the checkout element and scroll down here to order bump options and click enable order bump. And we'll just go ahead and we'll save that right here. Now that order bumps are enabled, we'll come out here and we'll go to our checkout step and we'll go to products. First, I like to add my main product. So I'm going to do my test main offer and I'm going to select my price. I'm going to click save. Now what I'm going to do is add an additional product. This is going to be my test order bump. I'm going to select my price. I'm going to go to additional options and I'm going to select bump product right here and click save. Now we'll see that we have our main offer and our bump. So if I come back in and edit my sales page, or my checkout page rather, now we'll be able to see that we can go back into that checkout element and actually edit this a bit. So if I scroll back down here to those order bump settings, which is pretty far down, right here towards the bottom, we first have to click add bump product. This is where the product that we just added in that other page will show up. And this is where we can add our headline. So I'm just going to do some test copy to show you what this looks like. So we'll do a test headline, and then we'll do a test OTO headline, and we'll do a, we won't make this not caps, test OTO text. I'll copy and paste that a couple times just because this is going to be the description. So basically, if I go ahead and save this and preview this, now we'll see that we have our main offer right here. And we have our order bump right here. So we can see right here, this is where that headline goes. So this is where you would say add X to your offer for just an additional $17, whatever the price is, right? This is going to just be kind of this red, bold headline. So you could say something like exclusive offer or buy now, or you could just leave it blank. I do find that you have to add an additional space right here. So if we come back down to our order bump options and I click edit, right here on our description, we have to add an additional space. Otherwise, these two things bump up against each other. But essentially, you have your headline A, your headline B, or your headline A, your headline B, and then this is going to be the description of the product itself. You can also add in an image. So I've just gone ahead and selected a random image. Make sure you always click save or update here, and make sure that enable by default is off. That will automatically check it and charge people for it if they don't uncheck it, and that's not a good user experience. So make sure that's off. Any updates, go ahead and click update. Now we'll go ahead and we'll save this and we'll preview it. And now we can see the images here, right? So you can add images and you can be totally custom with your headline A, your headline B. We can see now there's a space here because I manually put it there. And now if I can go ahead and select it here. So that's it. Basics of order bumps. Very simple to do, very effective, very worthwhile if you nail that synergy. I've got a bunch of free resources down in the description below. My email's down there as well if you want to reach out. If you have any questions, drop them down there and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. If you found the video helpful, go ahead and give it a like. I'll see you next time. Peace.